Okay, so I literally just got fired like 10 minutes ago. I've never been fired, dude. I've never been fired from a job in my entire life. And I've kind of always wondered if it would happen. And today it fucking happened. And I was like, why not fucking make a video and talk about it in real time? Because literally, let me plug, okay, I'm gonna plug in my laptop. It was a message that was sent to me like 15 minutes ago. And hold on a sec. Okay, so initial reaction to being fired for the first time. I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed. And I'm not disappointed necessarily in myself, because you know what? I tried, and apparently that didn't come across, okay? I feel a little free right now because I live pretty close to this job, and I'm not gonna lie, it was starting to feel a little bit like, okay, fuck, I'm locked into like this really small square mile or however big it is where I live and have this part-time job. I feel unattached. Mind you, it's been a little bit more than a month. Yesterday was a really bad day at this job. It's like a cafe job. I basically just needed like a part-time something, because I have like another job, but the income fluctuates monthly. So I was like, okay, I'm looking for something that's going to be able to be just kind of like a consistent in the background, maybe 10-15 hours a week. And I just lost my car a couple months ago, so I was looking for something walking distance, and this place seemed perfect, and I didn't think I was going to get the job, and then I got the job. So seemed very serendipitous, but I'm not going to lie, I just don't think it was meant to work out. And you know what? I'm not mad. I felt like a few minutes ago, like, am I not taking this seriously enough? Do I feel like I need to cry? You know, I'm not gonna act like, oh, woohoo, this is the happiest day of my life. No, I think I'm just gonna take today to take this information in and move on, because I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was a really bad day. It was the first day that was busy, like actually busy at this cafe, and it didn't go well, you know. And I've been an employee for a month, and you know, of course there's ways in which I could have improved, but I'm not gonna lie, the person I was working, there was like no communication, and basically I don't think I was given a fair chance to actually improve, because it's like, if I have these mini shifts, I was being scheduled like 3-hour shifts, okay? And if like 10 people come in, you know, or less than that sometimes in a shift, it's like, how do I? And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, tomorrow is gonna be like my first real shift on my own. And I kind of have my tail in between my legs from yesterday, because yesterday just felt like a shit show, you know, and I left feeling really insecure, and like it didn't go well, and like my coworker was a little mad at me because people were waiting for forever for their drinks and stuff like that. It was, you know, it was a mess, you know, and I definitely take accountability for that. But yeah, like, I guess it just wasn't the place for me. Like, if you're expecting someone who already was gonna know how to like barista and be like do 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 do, like, I guess I just didn't understand. I'm not gonna lie. I kept getting this message from the owner from like my second week that was like, we need you to be faster. And I was just kind of like, dude, I just started. Like, I didn't say that, but in my mind, I've just kind of been thinking that. And I know I ask a lot of questions and I feel like I was annoying specifically one of my coworkers. But sorry, like, I was trying to be more self-assured, but I feel like I take time to get into the flow. And I mean, what am I gonna say? This is a small business, so I can only respect, I'm sure she doesn't have unlimited money to just, it's her, I think it's her and her husband's money that they're putting into this business. So, I'm not gonna sit here and be mad and bitter. Yesterday felt kind of insane, but it's like, dude, I'm working with my coworker who was like 18. I'm pretty sure she was an 18-year-old, which nothing against 18-year-olds. She was a way faster barista than me. But I was kind of feeling like, is this the place for me? Because shit, like, it just, yesterday was, I've had jobs when I worked at Jamba Juice, when I worked at Nectar Juice Bar, where it would be crazy busy and packed and slammed. But I don't know, I've never got fired. Like, I always was able to handle shit. And I just, I don't want to be like blaming them for the lack of training or blaming whatever. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be like, oh, well, they could have done this, or my coworker yesterday this. This literally just happened. Like, at this point, like, I read the message at like 3:50. So I only read the message like less than 20 minutes ago still. So yeah, I'm shaking a little bit. I think I'm gonna go out for a walk. And luckily, I don't have to see that business or anyone from there ever again. So money, the paychecks were pretty small. So it definitely does create some frustration, but I do have faith in myself, and I feel like I don't want to jump into, oh, this was all meant to happen, and be like acting like this doesn't bother me at all. But shit, I feel kind of filled with adrenaline right now. So, okay, I'm probably gonna go on a walk or do something. I now have nowhere to be tomorrow. So yeah, okay. Love you guys. Bye.